Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today I'm going to be talking about SoloDark, the solo rules for ShadowDark, and I'm going to do a complete review of the roughly 16-page PDF document that was put out by Arcane Library, and Kelsey Dion had spoken on her YouTube channel as well, talking about this and talking about the evolution of what this was, because as part of the Kickstarter for ShadowDark, she said that she was going to do some solo plays, which she did, using the Mythic game emulator or Game Master emulator, and that experience of hers led her to decide to just create a system that was really more tied to ShadowDark, and so it works much better for ShadowDark than originally she might have had issues with using the other. Not to take away from the other, but it's just it's often best to have a solo rule set for the game system, designed for that game system. So without further ado, I am going to jump right in to the document, and we're going to go through this step by step. So here we have it, and solo gameplay, sorry. Welcome to SoloDark, the solo gameplay rules for ShadowDark RPG. As a solo player, you are both the characters and the game master. And just like in any game, you don't want to know what's going to happen from the start. So you'll need a way to answer questions that the GM would normally answer. This booklet gives you role tables to do just that. The Oracle. Use the Oracle to answer yes or no questions about the game world. Sometimes you'll get an unexpected answer or twist. See Table 10. Prompts. Use prompts to spark ideas or answer open-ended questions. See table on page 11. Roll a verb plus a noun to generate results. Modified rules. SoloDark modifies some of the ShadowDark RPG normal rules. You're going to utilize a group initiative. Choose one character and one enemy to make initiative checks on behalf of their respective groups. You decide the order of the action on each group's turn. This can be different from round to round. Let me pause this for a moment. Okay, sorry about that brief delay. So, group initiative, I already read it. Let's move on to chaos mode. Is, again, another modified initiative roll. Reroll initiative at the start of every combat round. Light. So light sources will last 10 rounds each instead of 1 hour per time. Luck. If you roll a natural 20, you gain a luck point. You can have as many luck point tokens as you have PCs in your group. Note you cannot re-roll out of gameplay results with luck, such as oracle checks or talent rolls. Getting started. Characters. The focus of your game is on the player characters. Adventurers with class levels. Generate new PCs with the standard ShadowDark RPG character creation rules. Fortune's favor. New PCs begin with a luck token. You typically want your group to have between 2 and 4 PCs. If you have more than 4, it can be hard to track. If you want to have only 1 PC in your group, consider starting at a higher level. Jumping in. You can head into the pre-written dungeon and use the Oracle to help decide your character's choices, or you can create an entirely new adventure from scratch. Great ideas on page 7. See pages see page 3 and 4 for gameplay examples and further resources. Solo examples. So you can take a look at a number of YouTube channels, including the Arcane Library, Night Noon Games, Me, Myself, and Die. I've heard of that one before. Geek Gamers. I've heard of that before. I would add Artichoke Dip to this list. Kill 10 Rats RPG. Never heard of it before. Wizard's Dead Loss. I've never heard of either. There are blogs such as Castle Grief, Chaopolis, I can't say that word, Lone Horizons, and The Soloist. Might have heard of The Soloist before too. I have some others that I would certainly recommend going to. The Lone Adventurers, the Solo Dungeon Crawler, and then social media, if you use Reddit, which I don't. But anyway, let's get to the actual, so what do you need? So you need monsters. You can use monsters from ShadowDark RPG or several others that she mentions here. Index Card RPG Master Edition or Knave 2, which, a number of us haven't even gotten our copy of it yet. But NPCs, again, I would primarily just focus on what comes with ShadowDark, and you'll be fine. Always love the art. The artwork for ShadowDark is just phenomenal, just to say. So dungeon names. So you can roll on each of these 3, and you will come up with an interesting name. So let's just do something real quick, and we'll just test this out. I will break out my D100, and let me find my D10. And so I rolled a 67. So my first roll of a 67 is going to be the Garden. Then I rolled a 99, the Garden of Cosmic. And then I rolled a 90, the Garden of the Cosmic Tree. All right, so Garden of the Cosmic Tree is what my adventure would be called. Oracle. What's an oracle? An oracle is a system to answer yes or no questions. For example, you might ask the oracle if the old wizard you've been looking for is in the tavern. Then you make an oracle check to find out. Best practices. Plausibility. Only ask reasonable questions. Don't ask, is there a +3 longbow lying on the floor? You don't want to get a yes result of that, and then all of a sudden, so you want to keep it, keep this plausible. Defer to the game rules. See if the game rules can solve your question first. For example, allow Jorben to make a dexterity check to avoid a falling rock instead of asking, does the rock hit him? All right. Allow for the game rules to actually function the way that they're designed. Phrasing. Ask your question with the affirmative phrasing instead of asking, are there no orcs in the room? Instead, ask, are there orcs in the room? Ask no more than 3 questions per situation. I really like that because that really does kind of tighten it down a little bit. And actually, I would probably apply that to players as well. When they're in a situation, it's like, only allow for a certain amount of questions of what they see, hear, see, smell, and so on. And the more and more they kind of drag that out, I would, of course, make random encounter checks along the way. That's quite a bit of a delay if everyone is asking 15 questions for what they're seeing, hearing, smelling, and so on. Interpreting. If an oracle result needs more information to make sense, use the prompts table on page 11. For example, if your character hears a strange sound in the next room, you can roll a prompt to determine the sound's nature, how it all works, or how it works. Each time you ask an oracle a question, you must determine the odds and then make an oracle check. Before you make an oracle check, decide how likely your question is to get a yes result. Unlikely or impossible, roll the oracle check with disadvantage. Even chance, make a standard oracle check, and likely or certain, roll the oracle check with advantage. And so here you are rolling the oracle check. As you can see, it's a d20 roll. You roll on a 1 to 9 is a no, a 10 is a twist, and I'll get into that, and an 11 through 20 is a yes. To make an oracle check, roll a d20 on the above chart, modify by the odds. Sometimes, this is the twist, something unexpected happens, roll a prompt, page 11, to determine its nature. Odd number. If your oracle checks is an odd number, excluding 1, the outcome has a turnabout phrase as a but, phrased as a but. This alters the situation without fully negating the oracle result. Is there a way to climb out of this pit? No, but a rusty chain lies in the mud nearby. So I really like that, because now that's adding a new element to it that kind of just fleshes out the experience, right? It adds a slight variable to the experience rather than just a straight up yes or no. So I really, really do like that. Critical. If you roll a natural 1 or a 20, the outcome is the most extreme version possible. Will the king meet with us? Yes, and he wants to see us at once. All right, so that would be a critical success. The prompts. So you can roll the prompts, and these are either verbs or nouns. And you can see there is 100 prompts of each listing, so that's pretty cool. And there you have it. I mean, that is the whole system. Very, very simple. Again, the key here, I think, is you find it in the best practices, how it works on the odds, and then you have the results. All right, so at most you need is to just remember these 2 pages here, and then the variations, the prompts, and the other charts are what really just come into play afterwards. So I really, really, or beforehand, I should say. So I really like this. I mean, this is really pretty cool, and it is, once again showing, how phenomenal ShadowDark is, and why, I will continue to say, until proven otherwise, until shown that I might be mistaken in this perception, is that I certainly think that ShadowDark is the game of the year, the tabletop role-playing game of the year. I don't know if that would have come in the 2023 or the 2024, but I think that because the hardcover, the physical copies came out the last day of 2023, I would really say that it's a 2024 release, and and it is just it is a phenomenal system. What Arcane Library and what Kelsey Dion is doing with her her creation here is really encouraging to see. I mean, there's still forward movement. She She didn't have a phenomenally successful Kickstarter at like 1.3 something million dollars and then sitting back on her laurels. She is certainly looking to push ShadowDark further forward and creating that exposure for the game system. And this is a game system that is exploding on the convention scene, and I fully anticipate to see that continue to go forward and to continue to grow, and it's certainly deserving of whatever accolades that she and Arcane Library and the game system are going to accumulate over these next several months or even years as it goes forward. So once again, another really inspiring thing to see coming out of a new game designer, in the sense of this is her first role playing system, and I hope that I'm around long enough to see her work over the span of another 20 or 30 years, because I think that she will certainly be at the top of the industry at that point, no matter where that is. So you'll have a great one. Happy Father's Day to all of the people out there that are fathers, or wish your father a happy Father's Day for me and the channel. And I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon, or at a gaming convention even sooner. I have a virtual gaming convention coming up in mid-July, and then my next gaming convention in person will be in September, and then the one following that will be in January for Philadelphia Area Game Expo. So really excited about that. Really excited about ShireCon in September, and looking forward to a Savage Worlds virtual convention coming up sometime in July. So as always, thanks for joining, and remember to like and subscribe and to share and to comment, all of that stuff. Let's keep the channel growing, and I'm quickly approaching that 3,333 subscribers, at which case I will do some more giveaways and such, and then just in preparation for 3,500, which I believe will be the next big benchmark or milestone for the channel as well. And I'm hoping to get to that 3,500 certainly by January, so it'll be ready for me to step into that first convention of 2025 with that level of subscribers going into there, as I'm a special guest at page 2, and so just looking forward to it. So you'll have a great one, and take care.